So this is a habit that many people have. The first reaction to anything is no. Why is it that our first reaction to everything is no? Even half the time before we even think about it. We say no before we even give it a chance. नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता, मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. And if we say yes just to be polite, inside we're saying no. So our mouth is saying yes because we know कि कहना चाहिए, but inside also we're thinking, oh. So inside is no either way. It happens because we are living contracted. We are living in these tiny, tiny worlds of fear and grasping. As though somehow, if I take a deep breath and let go, I'm going to somehow lose something. As though I have to be holding very, very tightly to that which I have. As though I have to be holding very, very tightly to my life, to how people act, to how they treat me, to what they do. As though somehow, if I just take a deep breath and realize it's all going to be okay, that actually this is what's being asked of me in the moment, that somehow it's going to fall apart. And this is where our spiritual practice is so important, because that comes out only of this tiny, contracted experience of myself. We think this is who I am. I am this body. I am my career. I am my bank account. I am my relations. We think that this is all I am. That the sum total of who I am is just how much money I've made, or what job I've gotten, or what relationships I have, or how big my house is, or how many cars I have. When we speak about light, it's the light that dispels the darkness of ignorance. And that ignorance is the thing that says, this is all who I am. When the light comes, we realize that's not who I am. I'm not my career, I'm not my bank account, I'm not my body, I'm not my relationships. That who I am is divine. Who I am is one with the Creator and the creation. Who I am is consciousness. There's no place that you're going to lose any of that. And so when people ask us something, Achaji, can you do this? Achaji, could you give me that? Achaji, I say, is this okay? Rather than having to hold on with this death grip to what I think I need in my life, no, I said no because I said it. Right? How many of us have ever given the answer? Why? Because I said so. This is the who I am is wrapped up in the identity of being your mother, your father, your boss. It's the idea that somehow yes is going to take too much of me. And this is where our spiritual practice is so important. Not because of just the relationship, but because when I'm saying no to other people, when I'm saying no to everything in life, I'm actually saying no to life. The same no that comes out when my child asks me something, when friends ask me something, when neighbors ask me something, when coworkers ask me something, that's the same no that is the no to life. You can't be yes to God, yes to creation, yes to all of life, but no to all of the people I meet. We either move through the world as yes, or we move through the world as no. And when we develop this habit of moving through the world as no, it's also no to ourselves. It's no to spirituality. It's no to the incredible gifts of what life has to offer. And this is where yes is so important. Say yes. But so many times people think, well, if I say yes, people are going to think I'm weak. If I say yes, I'm just going to become a doormat. If I say yes, people will take advantage of me. And this is where it's so important to realize, what am I here for? Am I here just to get my needs met? Am I here just to grab and grasp and hoard? That's not why we took birth. We took birth to experience the truth of who we are, to live that truth, to live that divinity, to live that dharma. Saying yes is not weak. Saying yes is strong. Saying yes doesn't make you a doormat. Saying yes makes you the one who has the courage to say, it's more important to fulfill my dharma here, which is yes. Yes to life. Yes to my true self. Yes to divine connection. More important to say yes to that than to worry about who's going to take advantage of me, than to worry about whether I'm doing the dishes more than the other person, or whether I'm helping this one more than they're helping me. We think of life as give and take. The problem with that is that we spend our lives counting. When we think of life as just giving, then we stop counting in our minds. And then we actually come into contact with who we really are. And yes to life. Yes to union. Yes to awakening. Yes to co-creating the most beautiful, peaceful, light-filled, love-filled, oneness-filled, union-filled life that we can possibly live. But you can't say yes to all of that and no to everybody who walks in front of you. And so it's our dharma to say yes. And we do. And when we realize that, then we stop saying no, because then we come out of that fear that I have to somehow hoard and restrict and grab. And when we say yes to life, life says yes to us. Sort of a mutual relationship. When we say no to life, we find that life starts to say no to us. Not out of vengeance, but simply because there's an energy that we put out into the world that either says, yes, I'm ready. Again, Pujya Swamiji says, sometimes when bad things happen, we all think, or what we would call bad things, we always say, why me? Why me? He says, instead of why me, our mantra needs to be, try me. Oh God, try me. And so when we move through the world with saying yes, with the mantra of, okay, God, try me, then life starts to say yes to us. Our fear says, oh, I'm going to be taken advantage of. But that's actually not what happens. What happens is we energetically start literally attracting the world, the energy of the universe. And so when we realize that, we stop saying no and we start saying yes. And that's when the beautiful magic starts to happen.